going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eyebrow back from the PT channel to talk about a Morgan Jones theory between The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. So Morgan injures Rick is the basis of the theory. Spoiler warning if you don't know what we're talking about as of Season 8, Episode 14. Some spoilers about Fear the Walking Dead, the crossover, all that stuff. So general spoiler warning for The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Morgan, and just The Walking Dead universe. If you don't want to know this information and you're not up to date, stop watching now. But if you love The Walking Dead like we do, join our Walking Dead family by hitting that subscribe button to the PT channel. I hope you do become a valued member of the channel. Now, my theory comes around Morgan's psyche, his mind, what he's thinking of right now. He's messed up in the head. As we saw in Season 8, Episode 14, Morgan was ready to attack Rick. Will he attack Rick in an upcoming episode? Maybe the Season 8 finale? Will he leave because he's not right around Rick, the group? He attacks Rick by accident, by chance, because Rick's trying to do one thing or another and Morgan doesn't agree with it. Let me know your thoughts, guys. But Morgan is leaving The Walking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead. He could come back to The Walking Dead, and I really hope he does. But either way, on April 15th, Season 8 finale of The Walking Dead leads right into Fear the Walking Dead Season 4's premiere. Morgan is going to connect the two shows, The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. So why does Morgan leave? It makes sense that he leaves because of some drastic scenario that happens with Rick, Negan, the Saviors, the war. Something big has to happen for him to leave, right? Why not have Morgan attack Rick? Because he's so messed up in his mind that he can't understand what's going on, what's real, what's not. He's here to kill the Saviors. Clear, clear, clear. I have to do it. You know what it is. Morgan is not right in the mind. Morgan was ready to attack Rick right here. Morgan was hallucinating, seeing a dead Henry. Henry was still alive. So Morgan's mind is not right. He clearly says he's messed up and he could attack Rick. He already has. Remember back in Season 3, Episode 12, there was a lot of connections and callbacks to Season 8, Episode 14. What also happened in Season 3, Episode 12? Rick and Morgan had an altercation. Morgan actually stabs Rick. Morgan could do that again in the Season 8 finale. It could happen, right? Rick and Morgan were fighting here because Morgan's mind was not right. He didn't recognize Rick. He didn't care who he was fighting. It doesn't matter. Maybe he goes back to that same exact mode where he stabs Rick by accident, or he does it on purpose because he's not right. He pictures Rick as an enemy. Morgan is not right. Rick might stop Morgan from attacking Negan, the Saviors. Something has to happen in the finale of the war. And remember when Rick said, "Why did you help me? Why did you do that, Morgan?" Morgan said, "Because my son was there." So the only reason Morgan kept Rick alive is because Dwayne was there and he had to set the right example of what to do in this world. So if Dwayne wasn't there, Rick would be dead by now. Dwayne's not around. So does that mean Rick and Morgan are going to have another problem? It very well might. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not. Again, this is just a theory. Post your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. But Morgan is ready to kill all the Saviors. That is his job. He doesn't die. He's there to kill the Saviors. He could be responsible for this. If you look at the wound on Rick's side, it either is a gunshot, an arrow, or a stab. It could be a stab from Morgan's spear. Very well could be, right? You can't really make it out if it's a slice into the shirt because the blood is so thick on the shirt. Rick's hand is getting a lot of attention if he's going to lose his hand or if he's got a knife through his hand or not. And again, this is just a theory. This could be Rick's blood, Negan's blood, and Morgan could have nothing to do with this. But Morgan leaves for some reason. But also, I'll show you in a couple other pictures, Morgan is walking down the road in Texas somewhere. Not sure if he got there by helicopter or a car or a horse or he actually walked. Not sure exactly what's going to go down. April 15th, we'll find out. I'm excited one way or another. But Morgan is running from something. He says, "I lose people and I lose myself." So he's lost some people in his life, obviously. His wife, his son, Benjamin, and maybe some others in the last 2 episodes of Season 8. And I guess the loss is too much for Morgan to handle. We'll see how it happens, but Morgan is definitely injured in this picture right here with Nick. See his right thigh? He has a bandage or a wrap around it. Now this could be later in the season of Fear the Walking Dead, or it could be in the Season 4 premiere or early in the season where Morgan gets injured in the season 8 finale or in next week's episode, because we have 2 episodes left of season 8 of The Walking Dead. But Morgan doesn't have his armor either. So either he takes all the armor off and leaves it at the hilltop or in the field or wherever, or Alexandria, if he goes back there, gets his coat and stuff and leaves, or it's a different timeline between The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. But I would think we're going to pick up right at the end of season 8, The Walking Dead, go right into season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. Now in episode 814, Morgan and Rick were working together, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that Rick went against his word to the Saviors and killed them. But Morgan was going to kill them, and Rick joined in on that. So Morgan and Rick working together to take out the Saviors is a good plan. But I think Rick is leaning towards the idea of working together with the Saviors now, especially after the bar scenario and starting to read Carl's letter, because in episode 815, we'll see Rick read Carl's letter. We'll see what actually is on that letter too, as Chandler Riggs reads the letter as Carl will be writing it, and you'll see that in the opening sequence of episode 815. It's online if you want to check that out in other videos. But Rick and Morgan working together took out the Saviors. But what if Rick's mind and Carl's letter says, you know what? Let's stop fighting, and Rick says, enough, Morgan. We're not going to kill the Saviors anymore. And what if Morgan doesn't agree with that and still goes to kill the Saviors? Rick intervenes, and Morgan and Rick start to fight. And maybe in the fight, Morgan stabs Rick and gets injured, doesn't kill Rick, but injures Rick, just like under the tree. That could be that, for sure. But in this picture that is possibly from the season 8 finale, Rick, Michonne, Rosita, Daryl, Carol, Morgan I don't see could be behind Rick, but you see a big lineup with Diane, and Nabila's even there, so I would assume Morgan's definitely there because he's ready to attack the Saviors, because I'm assuming this is a big battle in the season 8 finale if Dwight gives them the plans what Negan's attack is. So it could be a big setup for the battle. It could be a final sequence of the episode or something for the season 8 finale. But that's just my theory, guys, why Morgan leaves The Walking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead. Morgan is not right in the head, and that makes him dangerous, especially when he sees a dead Gavin, and he also sees a dead Henry who is not dead. So it's just kind of crazy. His psyche is all over the place. So maybe his mind gets in the way and he actually attacks Rick or someone else, and Rick intervenes. But we'll see while Morgan goes to Fear the Walking Dead on April 15th, one way or another. This is just my thought, discussion, and theory for Morgan leaving The Walking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead. And remember, guys, it's callback season for sure. So we could see another callback where Morgan fights Rick. We'll see if it happens. Let me know your thoughts. If you're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, we are at the PT channel. So give us a follow if you're on any of those social media. Become a PT Peep by subscribing, guys. Become a valued member of our channel by hitting that subscribe button. We have prizes, giveaways, and a lot of fun stuff coming up. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and one day we'll hopefully hit that mark. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts of the theory. Post your comments below, and remember, guys, believe in yourself, and if you can dream it, you can do it.